Page 15, the Rose of Tralee, or Tralee, or Tralee, I don't know how to pronounce it. Now, what they're bringing in now is natural accents. And a natural accent is simply an accent that happens naturally. It's not marked in the music. The first beat of the measure gets a little accent. It's the loudest beat in the measure. This is assuming there's nothing in the music to tell you otherwise, okay? This is because there are various kinds of accent marks where they can tell you to accent. Well, we're saying, no, there's none of those around, okay? There's nothing. It's like this piece on page 15. There are no accents in this piece. So the first beat of each of those measures is going to get a little bit of extra emphasis just because it's the first beat. Now in 3/4 time, which this is, that's it, you're done. Just give the first beat. It's like a waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. That's all it is. Now in 4/4 time, there's 2 accents, natural accents. There's one on the first beat, of course, and then there's one on the third beat, because it's like walking. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get that idea. And in 2/4 time, it's again, you're back to the first beat every time. 1, 2, 1, 2, left, right, blah, 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 blah. That kind of thing. Now, there's other things. You got 6/8 time, and you got 5/8 time, 5/4, and all kinds of different time signatures. Just remember the first beat is still the strongest natural accent if the music doesn't say otherwise. So as we play this Rose of Tralee, I am going to exaggerate the natural accent. I'm going to accent it. And a natural accent, you feel it. You just feel that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you play, believe it or not, you play according to how you feel. And it is important in music to feel the music. Let's try that. Well, let me give you an example, just to make sure you got it. I'm just going to play the first few measures of this, okay? Just listen, because the pickup beat is not the first beat of a measure. It's actually the last beat of the last measure. A pickup beat is not accented like that. So the first accent comes on the second G. So it's this way. 1, 2. Exaggerated those, okay? A natural accent is felt. It's something the hearer feels, and they sort of know they're hearing, but they know it's not really an accent. It's just there. It's like dancing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that type of thing. So let's try this and see what happens. I am going to exaggerate the natural accent, because I need you to hear it, but it would be better if you did not exaggerate it, if you just felt it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 type thing. Now we're going really slow, which makes it a little harder. But I'm going slow because I need you to have time to hear the notes, to make sure you're playing the right note at the right time. So I'm going to keep it slow, but when you're playing it on your own, you can speed it up a little better if you want. What else are they telling? They're telling you about the whole rest. Remember, every note gets its corresponding rest. The whole note has a whole rest. However, a whole rest can also apply to the entire measure. So a whole rest doesn't necessarily have to have 4 beats to it every time. We use whole rests in 3/4 time just because we don't want to have to use a half rest and a quarter rest, or we don't want to have to use a dotted half rest. They just put in a whole rest and be done with it. It says rest for the whole measure, regardless of how many beats are in it. And that's what they're using here. The whole rests in this piece are getting 3 counts. They can't get 4, because there aren't 4 beats in a measure. If you look at the last measure, it only gets 2 counts. That's a half rest. A whole rest and a half rest look a lot alike. But the whole hangs down because it's heavy. Whole, full, bigger. Not bigger, it's heavy. And the half rest sits on top of the line because it's lighter, it's only 2 counts. That's how I remember it. You can use any method you want, but that's the way I do it. So, middle C position. I'll give you 2 counts and we'll play it together with the natural accents. Ready, go.